Alright, it's been a little while with this Cosmo, but we're going to get to it, and we're going to do the intercooler and possibly auxiliary transmission cooler that I got for it with fan and thermostat. And probably going to mount it all up front. There should be plenty of room. Got a lot of loud cars that go by here. Yeah, we're going to get this little rinky-dinky intercooler out of here. And I'll show you what we're going to put in it in here in a second when I get everything set up. But should help substantially over what we got. All right, so you got to rip everything apart with this thing. Here's the new intercooler. I've got couplers. I got two 90s, a 90 off here, a 90 off here at an angle, and then two 45s to come into that with a coupler. And right now I'm going to go weld the tab here and here, actually, just like I did on the radiator with the studs. And the same thing on the bottom. That way I can put these rubber bushings on it and put it in the stock location down there. So yeah, this was the intercooler that was there. Not very big at all. This is 3 inches by 24, I believe. So, or 3.5 inches by 24 and by 12. So let me go get these studs welded on here, and then this will be permanently mounted in, and then I'll work on the couplers. Well, I got these welded on. Like I said, 1 dowel, 2 dowel, 3, 4. This is where I was talking about the 90s and the 45s. Well, I didn't measure, and these dropped down in size. So I'm gonna have to reorder some 45s to finish this project, but that's fine, because I'm gonna make a mount off of here because there's enough room to put the secondary transmission cooler, because this radiator doesn't have a tranny cooler in it, and this one by itself is not gonna cut it. I have a 16 row with an extra electric fan on it, so between that fan pulling and that fan pulling, it should stay pretty cool. So let me get this. So anyways, like I said, I got these bushings from the stock one. They'll sit right on there like so. That's going to drop in there in the stock location. This, I have to drill the center hole out and then put a rubber bushing on it, and it's going to mount right in like factory. Let me get this set in there. I'll be right back. Well, it's mounted in. I got it tipped slightly forward for the time being. See how I like the fitment, but gonna have to do a little bit of trimming down here right to this area on the horn mount. I don't know how well you can see. I had to cut down the 90, so we got a 90 coming off here into the 45 up there. So basically these are gonna sit like so, with a piece of hard pipe in between, and that's it. I'm gonna get that out and get these 90s back on, do a little bit of trimming. Like I said, I got the wrong size pipe, so I'm gonna get to that point, and then we're at a standstill. I'm gonna have to order the right ones. So, but it's been a while since I showed this thing. I stole the rims off the RX-8 and threw it on. So they don't look too bad on this thing. I don't know if I can get a good shot from far away, but they don't look horrible. Probably gonna go with the same offset and stuff. Also, since then, installed new radio, did this blackout panel like the rest of the gauges, and I've got the ECU behind there. I'm probably gonna put a couple gauges behind there too, so they light up the same way the factory does. Other than that, kind of where we're at with this thing. I got to change the wastegate, and I'm going to be changing the turbo out on this now that I know that it runs, drives, and moves, and stuff. So let me get to this, and I'll show you where we're at. I mean, fitment-wise, we're tight. I mean, you got paper in between there. That's about it. And this locks right in. Well, the lock tabs are broken. I'm gonna have to get some, but there it is, and all hidden and looks good. I'll have plenty of room for that tranny cooler. So I lied, I did a little more. Like I said, I got to get these couplers, but that's pretty much the gist of it. A 90 off the bottom, small piece of tube, 45. I'm going to do it all in hard pipe and just 2 couplers later on, but for now this works. Like I said, cut those brackets off, relocate the horns right there to the bolt holes that are already there on both sides, and we're good. So that's that, other than putting clamps on it. But like I said, I got to get a downsize, because that's 2-inch on there. These couplers are 2.5, so I got to get a 2 to 2.5 reducer 45, and anybody else that does this has to do the same thing. So you need about 7 inches of hard pipe, 2 90s, 2 45s. The 45s are the ones that I was saying, and then you clamp it all down. Like I said, if you got somebody that can weld 3/8 little studs on your intercooler, top and bottom, it mounts in the factory brackets. I just put a slight little bend in it and leaned it forward just a little bit to give me a little more clearance on that right there, because it's tight. There's no doubt about it. I mean, this intercooler is almost 4 inches thick, so a thinner intercooler, you probably have a little bit better time with it, but you can only fit such a large intercooler in this. You don't have a whole ton of room, so that's kind of the way you got to go. So that's a pretty simple intercooler upgrade for the Cosmo for the most part. This is just a V-mount intercooler for an FD. It wasn't super expensive. It's supposed to support up to 500 horse. We'll see. But that's that. That's how we're looking with everything else done. I'm going to make a couple under trays for this. One for under the bumper here, and then one for under here, because this is not ideal not having an under tray, but they're missing with the car. So I mean, if somebody's got an under tray, let me know in the US. If not, then I'll be putting a piece of cardboard up there, tracing it, and putting it on the CNC table and cutting under trays out for it. Which, if I do that, then if anybody needs under trays for here to the radiator and from here to the cross member, let me know if all else fails. So all right, I'm going to try to figure out where I'm going to mount this transmission cooler now. And like I said, if you missed any of the other videos, this is a Chevy radiator, dual pass, 2-inch row radiator, FC water pump to put my outlet over there, a little CX Racing 90 off of that, gave me that, a couple aluminum pipes, a couple 45s. Same thing on the bottom, a couple 45s. I'm gonna redo that differently later, but for all intents purposes of getting the car going, I kind of just threw that in there for now. Heat works, but I will be welding an outlet down there and getting rid of that and running aluminum pipe across. So that's that overflow. I am going to eventually be converting this over to electric power steering, and I've also been looking at electric AC pumps. So that might be in the near future, maybe not. We'll see where I get with everything. I'm getting busier here, so I don't have a lot of time to mess with this. I haven't really had a lot of time to mess with it at all since winter. Here we are. I gotta, like I said, I misspoke, and these are actually 2 1/4 on this to 2-inch. But I threw the rest of the front end together just so you can see. For now, everything's hand tight, so I could tear it all back apart and get into it. So that's where we're at. It fits good, no issues whatsoever. If anybody's got clips for these, that'd be awesome too. Yeah, there it is.